Yeah, I mean, obviously you go from the battle world where you're like a legend, and then you had the No 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 record. I remember having that record on vinyl.
Yeah.
But then there's like a whole other wave of people who just know you from being from Young Money.
Mm-hmm.
So you and Wayne and the Young Money situation, when did that start and how did it initially happen? Because at the time it was just you and Nikki that were from the East Coast, or that were from New York.
It was me and Nikki, but he was fucking with Corey Guns too. Shout out to Guns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey Guns.
I don't know if Guns was. I don't know if Guns.
I don't think he ever signed officially, but he was.
I don't know if he was signed or whatever yet, but I remember he had the Millie remix.
Yeah.
And he was fucking with Guns.
I feel like he was on the original.
Yeah. And like Guns might have been around Young Money before me.
Okay.
Guns and Nikki might have been around Young Money before me, but nothing was really solidified. Nikki was definitely around, but me and Guns was kind of like, Wayne just fucked with us. He just liked that rapping type shit. But yeah, that was that situation. I think around the time I started fucking with Wayne might have been like 2007. I want to say like 2007 because this was the situation with me and Wayne. I'm gonna explain this. I had a song called Holla at a Player. And I don't know if people knew or not, but I wasn't signed to Universal no more. This is like when Sylvia Rhone came over and everything changed. And you know, like I said, I'm from the radio era. I'm from that era of the single and all of this shit. So I'm trying to just keep my record going because I know I don't got no deal no more.
Right.
So I'm doing shit like, this is in 06. I'm doing shit like recording myself, taking the curses out, and texting DJ Enough or DJ Camilo or K Slay, or Flex. Like, yo, I got this new record. Now, this is usually coming from a department at a label.
A record rep, yeah.
Now it's like, you sending me a shit directly? Well, all right, cool. We fuck with you, so yeah, just send it. And now I started getting radio play. And I'm like, damn. I'm noticing I'm getting play like mix show play twice a day. You might get the rush hour play. You might get the traffic jam play. 7 o'clock play. You know, later on, somebody else come on at 12. I might have heard my shit 4 or 5 times today. I don't got no deal. I'm in my mom's crib. Real shit. And I'm like, I can't go on to another record. I'm smart enough to know that. I cannot go on to another record. I got something going right now. So I hit Wayne, right? So I'm like, I got this record, you know what I'm saying? It's bubbling in New York right now. If you want to jump on it, I'll send it to you. I'm really just taking a shot in the dark. I don't know if he gonna get on this shit or not, but I had a record called Bring It Back with Jadakiss. And then I did a remix with Wayne and Fab. Wayne said, come to the studio. Now shout out to Fab, shout out to Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Granted, they busy. But Wayne told me come to the studio and did it that night and then charged me nothing. This is when he doing like 300 records in in my mind, I'm like, I'm just taking, I'm shooting from half court in a dark gym on all of these moves right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Send him the record. He sent the record back next day. So my brother is like the super Lil Wayne fan at this time. He like, bro, I heard that verse before. I'm like, nah, he just did this verse for me last night. He said, nah, bro, I heard that verse before. I'm going to be real with you. Like, he didn't want to say it like that, but he's like, he pulled the verse up.
Like it's mixtape, Wheezy.
All sorts of egg all on my face now. So now I'm faced with the decision, do I act like I do not know that this man said this verse already and still put this song out? Or can I just hit him and just be like, yo, I appreciate it, but I can't put this out, you know, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, my fault, blah, 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 blah. Next day, sent me another verse back and said some shit in the joint like Millz had to tell me stop recycling verses. And since I don't write it, I recite it in cursive. I was like, oh, that's personalized for me. That ain't like
right.
He just gave me a verse from a dedication mixtape that didn't come out yet.
Right.
So now I'm like, oh, that shot you took in the dark gym, you hit the rim on that shit. Like, you might could stay in this dark gym a little more, but just try to get closer to where you hit the rim at. So now I'm like, yo, look, man, I ain't got no situation. I know you doing the Young Money shit. You know what I'm saying? If I could come play you some music. He said, you don't got no deal. Call you right back. So I'm like, oh, I'm done on that verse. I'm like, that verse is a dub. He's not. I don't got no budget. He knows now I don't have money to give him for the verse. He called me back with Tez on the phone. He like, when can you get on a flight? He said, but tell me this again. You said you don't got no deal, right? I said, nah. He said, well, when can you get on a flight to Miami? Now I'm in Harlem. I'm like, I get on the flight yesterday. He started laughing. After that flight, I was Young Money until I wasn't Young Money no more.
Yeah, I mean, so that was 06?
That was like, that's around 06, 07. It was around, it was right before, you know how. It
right
was
before Carter, because Carter 3 was
right before the Carter 3. When I got around, I remember the first time he flew me out after that conversation, I went to the Hit Factory. And when he walked in, he started just playing me a bunch of music and shit. And I remember he played Lollipop. I'll never forget this shit. This is when I was like, oh yeah, I gotta step my shit up a whole lot. Like, I'm a nice rapper.
That's a huge record.
I was like, I'm a good rapper. He's a great artist.
Yeah,
and I have no problem with no problem with saying that, because Wayne is my man. I love Wayne unconditionally. He showed me shit that no other friend showed me, no other homie, no other businessman, no other CEO, no other rapper. He showed me, and he was hard on me with that shit too, but I learned a lot. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this? But it sounded like the T-Pain was killing everything at this time. Mm-hmm. But now I know Wayne from and now it's like I'm like, damn, how he do that shit? Like, now he playing me a bunch of shit. He played me Got Money. Now I had the beat for Got Money from playing Skills. They had played me like, you know, a beat, and that gave me the beat. So I was like, oh, I heard this shit before. All right, let me just sit here and listen to his version. I was like, oh shit, he got T-Pain on it. That's the plan that they played when they played me the song. Like, I was like, wow, I wouldn't have never made this song like this.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't get his shit to me. It's like, I'm so glad they didn't waste this record with me, because I wouldn't have never made this. You know what I'm saying? So Carter 3 wasn't out yet. He was still doing like college arenas and shit like that. Yeah. It wasn't like the I Am Music tour yet. It was still like... And
then like a lot of the Carter 3 leaked.
He was still performing a lot of the leak shit. He was still performing...
Were you around when the music leaked, or had it already been leaked when you started to come around?
I was still like just doing I wasn't on Universal.
Yeah, because I just remember like being because I used to slang shit at the swap meet. That's how I got my name. So I remember just having every little Wayne tape.
I never knew that.
There was like Carter 3 fucking leaks coming out.
The drought.
The droughts. And then there was like, I mean, obviously before that, the Squad Up shit, but like that like era, like right before Carter 3, like like 12 months prior when he was just heating up the mixtape shit, it was like...
That's what really got Wayne hot up top. I mean, he was already hot since he was fucking 13, 14.
Nah, but hot,
I mean, like reinventing himself from being like Lil Weezy to like the Fireman.
Well, no one took Lil Wayne like serious.
No, but he had to start saying, I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. Because he had to make that statement. And then he just started, and then I remember he performed on the BET Awards. He performed Gossip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Stop hating on a nigga. That no hype.
I remember
that
moment.
No hype man.
Because that ended up on like an EP. It wasn't even on his album.
It was a leak. It was a leak.
So it was a leak. Like he
didn't give a fuck about. Like Wayne. Once I got around him, that's what made me realize. Oh shit.
I remember that I was like, oh, this is the first single for Carter 3, and then nah.
He didn't get. He was one of them type of people when songs leak. He called those dead homies.
He was. I mean, yeah. What he did with, because being the youngest dude in Cash Money. I feel like as a rapper, there wasn't a lot of people who with credibility that probably took him serious until the first Carter, when he started popping his shit.
That's around the time.
Because 500 Degrees was whatever. I mean, I think The Block Is Hot was dope. I think if you really were a Cash Money fan, you knew Lil Wayne could rap.
Yeah.
But like people like you said, like once that first Carter came out, I remember working at Best Buy, man, when that shit dropped. That shit was...
I remember the first time I heard BM Jr.
Was that the Put His Feet in the Blades?
I ain't tripping, nigga. I play the corner like Ripken, nigga, with the 40. I was like, yeah, he in a different world. But Carter 2 was when, because by this time I'm deep in rap. I'm deep. I'm an artist. I didn't have my ups, my downs. I didn't my high points, my low points. I read credits. I read magazines. I was one of them people that go to school late, but I'm walking in the lunchroom with the Source magazine, the Double XL, the Blaze. I might have had a Vibe.
Right. Shout out to Blaze magazine.
Yeah, man. I might have had fucking the freestyles of people who get your tape decks ready last night on DJ Clue, the fucking fire truck.
Right.
I was that type of kid. So when I heard Carter 2, I'm like, oh shit, this is the first time I heard a Wayne album with no Manny Fresh production.
And it was dope.
Now I get to hear him compared to everybody else now. Now, damn, he rapping over the Heatmakers. Who the fuck are the Runners?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So around that time I got with Wayne, that shit showed me a lot. To bring it back full circle, it was around that time right before Carter 3. That's around the time I got with Young Money.